The three main concepts I'm going to use to describe this photo is vantage point, light, and focus. The first concept I'm going to talk about is vantage point. The angle of view is from the perspective of the photographer. The simplicity of taking an overview of the area where the photographer is standing, the lake, and the mountain range brings all the elements together. It looks like the photographer is standing on a sandy area, probably on a high-level piece of land in that area somewhere within the mountains at the end of the lake. It could also possibly be the side of the lake since the water spreads from the far left to the far right of the frame. The vantage point affects the relationship between the mountains and the lake because of the reflection that could be seen here. At any other angle, there would not be the ripples in the water or the focus of the photo would change. Even the man here in the boat would be affected if the angle was different. He would either be the focus if the photographer was up close, or we would not be able to see what he was doing if the photographer was behind him. The second concept I will be talking about is light. The quality of the light is pretty harsh since the sun casts a more defined shadow on this mountain here. The sun, which is also the light source, is either rising or setting on the far right side of the frame. Textures are also revealed on the rocks down below here in the sandy areas, to the smoothness of the water, and to the rocky mountains on both sides of the photo and the mountain in the back that looks like it's miles away. The light takes my eye to the lake in this photo because of how the reflection of the separated mountains in which light is brought forward that reflects off the mountains. The third and final concept I will be talking about is focus. The more you look at the photo, the more depth you see as you look from the bottom of the frame to around the middle where the far mountain is. The foreground of the photo shows how sharp the rocks are here and the sand compared to the mountains that are closer to the camera. They're about the same, but when you look at the further mountain in the back, it shows a little more blurry textures compared to these mountains here. This shows the distance through each element of the photo. The photo has a large depth of field because majority of the photo is sharp and has many elements that brings the photo together. The visual focal point is the lake because of how the first thing you see is this part here, which is supposedly the sky. And then you would see the ripples that lead towards the man in the boat. And then when you look outwards, you look at the mountains and even the bottom where the sand and the rocks are.